And so the present is your future. So deal with the present probably, and your future will be more light, not happy, but happy, not sad, but sad, for example, okay?
Welcome, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to another conversation. Today we are with Jose. And Jose is based in Lisbon. We met there at the Self-Worth Academy coaching program. And it was an honor and delight to have you there, your presence and your
Thank you.
your humor and your laughter. Yeah, really, really fun times. And I'm really excited to be with you here today. I'm
Thank
curious
you.
to hear a little bit more about your self-worth story and
Mm.
what got you actually to open up and pick up that book of John Nyland, The
Mm.
Self-Worth Safari.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here. And it was a lovely time about 1 year ago when we met. It was great, and it's very nice to meet you also. Um, in fact, the self-worth is a small, very important history and story for me, both of them. And I was dealing with this what I'm going to do with my coaching programs I've done and my education and training in coaching. And I noticed this workshop with John in Lisbon, and I just went there, and it was so healing for me to understanding that something was missing. Something was missing, and what was missing, it was in fact this uh, inner conscience of being myself and connecting with myself. Though it was something that I was trying to do and doing it and learning, but the self-worth idea connected with me more instantly, and it resonated in me. Okay, that's why uh, I met John, I read the book, and then did the training with you and the others associates, and it was very grateful to understand that the relation within myself and accepting how I am, and and the awesomeness we have inside each one of us
Mm.
can deal with what we see as lack of something. Oh, I cannot do that. Oh, I cannot reach that. And deal with that sometimes it's very difficult, very hard, and it makes us sad. But with self-worth, it's not the idea that, oh, we are going to be happy all the time and dancing. No, it's accepting the sadness. Sadness brings us that happiness also. It's part of us. It's part of the human nature, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
and self-worth connects with that. I always had a good relation within a group of people, and so connecting with you, connecting with others. But there's something I forgot. It was connecting with myself. And so, so this probably is a better way of thinking it, and feeling it, because sometimes thinking is not enough, because it becomes we have a bad angel and the good angel, and they are saying, oh, you do that, oh, you're awesome in that, and you say, oh, come on, it's you talk, you are like the cricket, right, from the Pinocchio. It's Pinocchio, right? Crickets, two crickets talking, and it doesn't make sense. They are contradictory, right? So let's have one cricket only talking.
Mm.
One only. Okay, that's why Pinocchio is better probably than the good angel and the bad angel. So and, I don't know. And self-worth helped me having that one discourse only. It's not
Mm.
dogmatic, it's not fanatic, it's not that. It's we have always contradictory dialogues with ourselves, with the other people, and that's the beautiful of the also of the human nature. But we need to have the same person talking in that contradiction, not to people, right?
Mm.
That is my idea. And self-worth, in fact, that is accepting ourselves and the value of ourselves, gives us the, in my opinion, and what I've experienced, that gives us the acceptance and gives us the strength to accept our contradictions and move on from sadness and from grief sometimes, right?
Mm.
But move on, but without putting that aside, because if you just put it aside, probably will sometime in the future you will come back and I forgot to deal with this, and now I have to deal with this, and it's harder or it's heavier, and so the present is your future. So deal with the present probably, and your future will be more light, not happy but happy, not sad but sad, for example. Okay. Probably this, I don't know if people are making sense of this, but
No, totally. It's neutral. It's like if those of you that have watched Laura's conversation, she mentioned the same of not living in this negative and positive. It's just this neutral way of being in the world. And like you say, this acceptance and valuing all parts of you, you know, whether you're sad or happy. So I understand.
okay, it's
Is
great.
this,
It's great.
yeah,
Thanks.
is this something that before you were aware of this concept of self-worth, um, how did you notice though the sadness and the happiness yo-yoing, or that chatter that the good angel and the bad angel, like, was that more present back then? Do you notice a difference?
Yes, completely. Okay. Obviously, this is not a one-man learning. This is a learning from the group, from the associates, from with self-worth, with John, with you, and the others, um, and how people are reacting and learning from the seed and of the plant that John created, and that is important. And the difference is exactly that: is that we have the conscience of something that is probably not new, but it's a concept, and the concept, it's like a synthetic way of many things, of many origins that goes in there and gives us that difference. And before, it was very difficult to deal with my own frustrations, or more difficult. Okay. It's always difficult to sometimes to face something that it's not in our how I would say this, we're not expecting. We are, and it's not a good surprise. It's a so, but now it's easier.
Mm.
Okay. And self-worth, it's a pillar of my path now. Okay.
Mm.
It's a, and look, I'm not, and this is, I think this is very important. It's not the pillar, because there are many pillars in our lives. Okay. But these many pillars in our life, like a house, have at least four. Obviously, doesn't have to be a lot of them, but self-worth is one of the main pillars in this building. I'm building on. Okay. When Tom Waits asks, "What is that man building in there?" in one of the Meal Variation songs, I know that I'm building my self-worth right now, and I'm building a path where others join me, and
Mm.
or I can join their path, and carrying my self-worth and this concept, and we can trade
Mm.
pillars, right? And and the community and the world will be better. And this is not just, oh, happy people. No, this is, we have to believe in this. It's something that we need. And in these times of the pandemics that is going on, what I know that this kind of mindset is needed more than before the pandemics. And because many people thought, oh, this is going to be mind changing, and all the people in the world will be understanding that we have to change. But in fact, what I see is that the discourse, the hate discourses, the dogmatic and fanatic related to I don't like the other person, right? To the hate, the racism, the sexism, etc., has been upgraded, not downgraded. And so the self-worth is something that connects us to the earth, connects us to the other people, and connects us to ourselves to be armed and defensive. Armed not to attack, but to be defensive, and also to spread the word. We need to protect ourselves. We need to protect others that we love and don't yet met, but we will love in the future.
I love that. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, totally. It's like we've ended up in a very polarized world where it's even more separated. And so, like you said, this neutral, this standpoint as well of like just coming and being that one of the pillars of self-worth is going to help us to, whether it is protect ourselves or even help ourselves to be even more solid and more grounded, like you say.
Great, thank you.
Yeah,
That's a great sentence and a great yeah. That's it.
Yeah. And so right now, where uh, let's say there are many different shifts in the self-worth book, and I've been noticing you've been going to the beach a lot the last few days. So what would you say is one of the biggest takeaways and expressions of self-worth that you have implemented in your day-to-day?
The terrain with friendship mostly. Okay. Though those walks in the beach that you mentioned are alone with my dogs are in fact a connection to friends, and that's why I publicize them in the Facebook page in this case. But because I'm not social media friend or advertised friend, for example. I'm not, but I needed to connect with people and people to connect. And I see that some of my most friends, or those of the more near me in the constellation of our lives, also need these connections, these words, and when we phone each other and say, "Oh, you're going to the beach. Oh, you're going to take your dog in a walk," or just going to. They also have dogs, obviously, and so we speak, and it's this friendship tree that grows from sharing something that we are, when we are so apart, so distant from each other, and we are in lockdown again. And I live in an area of Lisbon that is more confined than other areas in Portugal. So this being apart it's been hard, very very hard to us. And so these sharings are like, okay, let's take a walk together, being apart. It's not the same thing, obviously. Like, it's the sadness, but we are happy with our present, and still building our future, so we can stay connected in some way. So that's the most thing I've been dealing and with. It's a friendship. I think it's very important in these lonely days.
Yes, for sure. And make the most of what you have. So you have a
Mm,
beach dog, you got your friends, and yes,
mm.
there is the social distancing, but you can still kind of walk the dog in with them, with your friends
Yeah,
down at the beach. It's beautiful.
yeah, thank
Mm.
you. Yeah.
Is there anything that you wish to share as like final words
Mm,
of advice? Anything that perhaps you would have given to your younger self a few years ago,
mm.
if you could look back now?
Yes, probably it's this question and is about the present. I would tell my youngster self to, hey, look what you have, and
Mm,
and appreciate what you have now.
mm,
Your your future that you are trying to reach without passing this present, it
mm,
depends on what you have now, and probably you will have a lot more in your future if
mhm,
you share it and you accept it today.
mm. Thank you.
That's it.
What a beautiful
Thank you.
present.
Thank you, Amanda. Thank you.
Okay, thank you everyone for listening in, tuning in. If you'd like any more information about Jose and his coaching, I will share information of his details down below in the video. And thank you, Jose, for
Thank you,
sharing your
Amanda. Thank you.
story. Have
Bye
a beautiful day.
bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.